And that's a tip I got for anybody that's listening. I don't care if you got 2 acres public land
Yeah.
or 2,000 acres.
Yeah.
Start right now. This is it. This is the time.
Yeah,
If you're
well-
done hunting, and Chris still hunting.
Yeah. Well,
and
there's
some of you
fresh,
may be.
fresh sign.
Yeah. Everything. You go out there right now and the deer tell you what they did during the prior month.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or 2 months, if you will. And you can kind of build a plan off of that. And so that's why I did.
Definitely. Yeah.
That's This segment's brought to you by Woodsman Custom Calls.
Man, I've known Sean a long time. Great dude. He makes a great call. I haven't helped him design the camo cutter, which we saw what that thing did in Missouri this year.
Man, yeah, we had a heck of a trip up in Missouri. Ended up taking 3 birds on that trip.
Yes, sir. That's one of the 11 calls he makes out of his Outlaw series, mouth calls. But he also makes slate calls and glass calls if you need those.
We've had Sean in here on the podcast. Really good guy.
Great call. Designed by killers for killers.
Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back to the Hunt Experience Podcast, episode
35. Big 35.
It is December 29th today, about 65 degrees. I think it's going to be the high today.
You
So
work on your tan?
hunting's going good. Jeez, dude.
Yeah, so we just ended the little 3-day Christmas hunt deal,
Yeah.
and that was pretty much a bust.
I didn't even go.
You didn't go at all?
Mm-mm.
Never left the house?
Nope.
Just
There's no sense in it. I'd rather keep all the scent and any type of pressure off of it, waiting for this cold we may get someday.
Did you see it?
I did.
It's coming. It's coming, brother. So, and I was thinking about you on that. 'cause,
Like I told her, I was like,
ooh, we got some 30s for highs. Ooh,
Yeah.
Ooh,
well,
okay.
hope everybody had a great Christmas.
Yeah.
That kind of leads into my non-hunting. We had, obviously our Christmas morning, then we go to her parents. We had one of the nephews was sick, so we had to go back that day. And then the next day, had something else to do. And then yesterday I went riding with a bunch of guys. So that was pretty much a wrap,
Yeah.
which I mean, it was pointless. Although I did tell you that 4.5-year-old daylighted last night.
Well, I told you about Dad's deal.
Then, as soon as we got out the parking lot, your brother's like, talk to Cody. Like, I did. Yeah. And then Jared came over there. He's like, you going to call your dad and rip him? He's like, oh, I'm sure Cody's already did that.
Oh, no, I hammered him. I hammered him hard. So, yeah, the buck he's been after. And he hunted the first 2 days solid.
Yeah.
Like
always.
morning, evening, morning, evening.
Yeah.
I don't know, do 6-7 hours in the stand each time, each day.
Yeah.
And then the last day's there. And I'm in here. I think I was in the front room or somewhere, and my phone buzzed. And I seen it was that cam over there. And I thought, there's dogs. There's been dogs constant back there, Well, then it buzzed again. I thought, well, we probably got something there. And I looked, and the first picture was of just a decent 8-point walking just through the camera.
Yeah.
And the next picture is 4 bucks with the big dog 12 in the back. And I immediately called Dad.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, and he answers. Of course, once he answers, I know he didn't hunt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I said, did you not go hunting? And he said, no. I said, Dad, that 12 point's standing out there right now.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I said, Dad, I thought you were going. I was going.
Yeah.
My alarm went off, and I leaned over and turned it off.
Yeah.
And I said, my God.
Shut it down. I've been out there for 2 days. I'm taking a morning off, which I mean, to be fair, dude, I would never expect a morning deer right now.
What the heck?
But I showed you that picture of that one I had on a water hole after all this rain we've had, hitting a water hole at 12:30.
Yeah, we had 3 inches of rain, and you get a deer on a water hole.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know.
Figure that one out.
And then I told you that 4.5-year-old came in last night on a south wind to his back.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know what I'm doing anymore around here. Like, I don't know what's happening.
These deer just not even following anything, man.
I don't know. So yeah, I'm waiting for that cold. I've got that 8 that I don't know. Some pictures looks pretty big. Others he don't at this point. If I could kill him with a bow, I probably would.
Yeah. I don't blame you. Well, I gave you that
4.5-year-old busted up looking deer. I don't know, man. I don't know.
That's when it daylighted last night.
Yeah, like 15 minutes before daylight.
Before dark, yeah. So
Before dark,
yeah. So I found out, and I told you about it, that you have a neighbor not too far from me that's got your giant from last year.
I've been obsessed with looking at the
what the heck
photos and earth Google Earth and like trying to figure out why.
Does he just not have to travel? Do you think that's what it is?
I don't know. I don't know anything about this guy. Does he feed over there or
Oh,
something?
I have no idea.
idea?
I don't know what the situation is. I know he's
I'm
a
almost
hunter.
I'm almost 100% sure that's that deer.
It sure looks like it.
Yeah.
Because I remember seeing him last year, and I
Yeah.
seen that deer, and I was like, oh,
Well, last year he was on me every single evening. I'm talking like
see.
2 minutes after shooting light, 3 minutes after shooting light. I mean,
What happened?
I just couldn't get him killed.
How can he be that close to you and
Yeah.
you not
Well, I
having
shot
at
an
least?
onyx line across there, and it's like 865 yards to my food plot.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
So maybe he's been there not on camera, you think?
it's possible.
I mean,
I
that's,
don't know how.
yeah, you got canvas pretty well.
He's got to hit a trail or a draw or a corn pile or
Right.
a rub, a scrape, something.
So there goes, that's more into the mystery of a big buck, dude. I mean, come on.
No, I'm telling you, dude, I've been obsessed with it. Like since you sent me all that stuff.
Yeah.
Look,
I knew you would
what's
want to hear that
what's the
information.
traveled corridor. What is this thing? So I don't know, man, because there's no food plots back there.
No.
But who knows if we'd ever get cold.
Yep.
And they need that green. Maybe I got a shot before the horns fall off.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, for sure.
but you look at the way everything lays out. It's like I get it. He's close to the to that vastness right there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Maybe
And zero pressure.
Zero pressure. He said the guy didn't hunt much, but
Yeah.
I mean, dude, do you not remember what I have over here?
Yeah.
You were just here
What's
last
wrong with
year.
you, bro?
I got all this green. I got corn piles. I got everything you could ever want.
Yep. Thicket.
But there's really no reason for that deer not to, it's a big open spot back there. But I mean, to the south of me, he could easily,
Well, what popped in my mind, and again, it means nothing, but my thought is what we blamed all season. He does not have to go anywhere.
Yeah.
And he's in his home range.
Yeah. He's definitely still in his home range. I mean, that deer's got to be 6.5 years old.
No, he's a hog. He's a hog.
So if he does make it,
Yeah, for sure. And if we get a normal year without 40 billion acres,
yeah.
that may be the ticket, but he knows it's there.
Yeah, got to.
He does.
Yeah.
No, he was there last year. He knows it's
Yeah,
there.
he was there. I'm talking, like I said, every single day.
Yeah.
That was had a couple good deer last year, but that was
That was
the
guy.
deer. And then once he kind of bounced out, then I went to the next one, and ended up shooting over the back of like my third or fourth choice.
Dude, he's got to have 14, 15-inch twos.
Yeah, 15s for sure.
Insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
Doesn't look like he put on a whole lot from last year.
No, but man, he's tall. He's got the height like no other.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof. Yeah. So, I found out that information. I was like, oh, I got to tell you about this.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, I can't figure it out. Of course, like I said, I obsessed about it after you sent that to me. Now, well, I ended up back on the Mississippi State deal, and they were talking. It was some study they did with a bunch of collared deer that were 4.5, 5.5, 6.5. The only thing that I really gleaned out of it was like they'll travel miles and miles and miles to not cross big ag fields, which we have a horse pasture that's totally cleared inventory.
Mhm.
I mean, there's it's not very far just to walk around the south side and come to me. So
yeah.
I don't know.
It's weird. Yeah. I kind of really thought hard on it too, for it to be that close.
Yeah,
But the good news is, he's there.
he's alive.
He's there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because
and
we just talked about that a couple podcasts
Yeah,
ago. Like,
yeah,
remember that way, but where does those things go?
where'd that mega
Well,
eight?
they go 800 yards away. That's where they go.
That's so wild. That's so wild to
It's
think about.
crazy, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, I enjoy hunting. I don't have to kill a deer. I like to chase and I like the food plot and all that stuff. But that kind of aggravated me.
Oh yeah.
It makes no sense to me at all.
This dude, it's straight up big buck stuff though, man.
Yeah.
It makes no
Yeah.
sense. Why would that deer that's already been there
Mhm.
not come into 3 acres of food?
Well, especially the rut time, because I was holding, 11 does. Like,
Yeah.
he's that close. You don't think he's going to come and scent check all the scrapes that I had going on in my place?
Crazy. I don't know. Unless he just did and didn't stay, and just happened
Yeah.
to not catch him. I guess that's possible.
Yeah, it's possible because I haven't been on my property and checked out all the scrapes, but the ones, when I'm how I do, I move my cameras to scrapes and off scrapes and
Sure.
back on sometimes, but he was never there on any of the ones I had cameras running over.
Yeah, and see, that same property had the buck that we were chasing
Yeah.
early season.
Which is another weird deal because that's not that far, which You know, I don't really share bucks with that property though. Usually,
No, you don't. Occasionally you'll get one of them.
Yeah.
You know, you'll have one maybe that we've had all season. But yeah, it's kind of, that's weird too, because we're not that far apart, you know, and then that property is kind of a straight line to where that guy was to
sure
the brother's place.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, wow, that dude's making a heck of a round, you know, because he said he had told Clint's buddy, he had told that he had that buck a bunch.
Yeah.
The same buck we had.
Sure. Yeah.
And that the neighbor killed.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. It's interesting as heck to me, but it's really cool to know that that big eight didn't die and he's alive.
Yeah.
And he's fairly close.
Yeah.
Why he didn't come over, who knows? But I mean,
yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I've been saying the same thing all year long. Like, if it ever gets cold,
and it really hasn't.
We've got some 20s and even like, you know, long term, like 14-day forecast shows some like 18, some snow flurries and stuff in it. So
yeah.
If we can get them to hold their horns,
which I think they will.
Yeah.
I think they will for the most part. I mean, there'll be some that shed, but
sure.
It seems like it's always right there at the February time.
Yeah.
Here. Now, there's exceptions to that, obviously.
I can hunt through January, and I've looked at several models like through the whole month, and it looks like January is going to be the month.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
here we go again.
I've got that story several years ago in my spot that I've hunted for years over in, what would that be? I guess the Greenwood area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
And I was hunting one particular buck, big wide 9-point, and he was the only reason I was going over there.
Yeah.
I mean, it was it.
Sure.
And it was, I think, Chris, it was the 21st of December.
Yeah.
And he shed one side.
Really?
And I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah, that is early.
What are you doing, bro? And so I was
it could be injury.
It could have been.
They say a lot of times they get injured like that, they'll drop them.
Yeah.
Drop them early. And I seen that one year on my place. It wasn't a big deer, but it was a decent 9.
Yeah.
And it dropped like same thing.
Yeah.
At December, like, what in the world?
What are you doing? Yeah. So, yeah, I was done over there, and then he gets hit on the road. Yes. Yeah. So, and I was like, oh, crud. And he was a whop, dude. He was 18 plus, probably. Yeah. Wide, you know.
Yeah.
A good deer for over there, but
sure.
It just broke my heart. He lost in the whole side that early.
Yeah.
So it does happen. And I know, like Chaffee, it happens a lot. They shed early on Chaffee. Yeah. A lot of them.
Somebody else is telling me that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's not very far away there. That kind of makes you wonder, like, what?
Something different. You know.
What's going on? Yeah.
Yeah, something different. But they'll also be full-fledged breeding in 1st of October.
Yeah.
So it's different. It's just different.
What was that? I was trying to think of when that, you know, I wish that buck I shot over the back of last year. And we went and looked for him. He came back the next night.
Yeah.
Like he was right back in there. He never knew what happened. The arrow flew over his back and snow on the ground.
Mm-hmm. That was cold.
So there you go. That's kind of what I need. But I can't remember what the date was. It was later in January.
Yeah, it was in January. Yeah. Yeah. Cause what was that? It was probably in the 20s. No, it wasn't that late, was it? So like
I don't know.
I think it was like the 12th or 13th, something like that.
That's my fear, because he dropped like that very next evening. It was like, bink, oh, he's here with one horn. So I like went on a shed hunting mission.
Oh yeah, I remember
to try to find that side. I was going to shoot him with one side and have the other one in my hand, but I found it like he shed his other side like 3 or 4 days later, and I found the shed I almost walked right past it. It was in a big switchgrass edge there on that western end. So,
geez, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
so it's typical big bucks, but late in the year with all the food, you know, I think it's going to start making the turn. We're finally going to get some cold weather. So yeah, maybe your magic pill is that cold front, you know, that you're really cold.
Well, the only thing it is, like I said, if that deer, let's say last year they shed 15, 16, 17, I mean, that's right at that time when that cold's going in. So my window is like barely cracked.
Well,
but you never know. Each deer's individual.
You don't. I was going to say that the 17 that I killed.
Yeah.
21st of January.
Yeah.
And I drug him out by antlers. Yeah. He wasn't even close to.
Yeah.
You know, so, I mean, who knows? Dude?
Yeah. Yeah. So each deer is individual. So
yeah.
I just got to keep doing what I'm doing. For that right now, I just hadn't been stepping foot on it. Like,
yeah. Well, I think that's a smart move this time of year. I mean, so much pressure on them.
Dumped out a bunch of corn, and gosh, I hadn't been in probably a good 10 days. Just hadn't been in there at all.
Well, you got to figure there's nobody else after this
Yeah.
Christmas hunt.
Yeah.
I mean, you do have one little youth season.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah, because Clint's taking his
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
Well, maybe she can get a buck this time.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
But yeah, I don't know. So I kind of want to talk to you about where my mind goes.
Yeah.
So yesterday I went to the new piece we got, and I
Okay.
spent 2 hours just boots on the ground.
Yeah.
Because I'm just trying to figure out, and we may not even get that place back.
Yeah.
A ton of information, dude, that an Onyx look just doesn't give
Oh
you.
no. Heck no.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And
for sure.
They had went in there for whatever reason and dropped all the cedars, which
Just
is,
cut all the cedars out of it.
and they're not gone. They're just down.
Oh, they just cut them all out.
Yeah, just
I
dropped
said,
them.
I know a lot of guys they want that wood.
Yeah.
For their sawmills. And
Dude, hundreds. And there's one spot on this
Hmm.
property that would be, what would that be? That would be the southwest corner
Yeah.
of the property, 10 plus acres. And it is nothing but a jungle. I mean, a jungle. It's like you can walk through it, but it's not easy.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, this is why we've had so many deer.
Yeah.
Nothing big,
Yeah.
but we had tons of deer.
Sure.
But we never hunted it. People say, oh, you're crazy. Why would you have a place and never step foot on it? Because we're after big bucks, and that's all we're after.
Yeah.
And we never had anything.
Nothing there worth hunting.
Yeah,
I mean,
nothing.
by camera, which that goes
And that, yeah,
kind of goes back to that. Same thing we say don't do. I've been doing it. I've been hunting by my
Sure.
camera. Like I'm not going on until I get something.
yeah. Well, and the thing is, it's like a judgment call because, when the times are right and the wind is good, do you go in knowing you have nothing on camera?
Yeah.
Sometimes you should probably.
Yeah. Yeah. There are certain times of the year.
Sure.
Yeah, but we preach don't hunt by your cameras, don't hunt by your cameras, but I'm pretty guilty of it a lot.
I think everybody
Especially
is.
this time of year. Like
Yeah.
I think that's what the wife tell me. You're not going to hunt at all. Like right now, I really think it's just better just to stay off the property
Mhm.
and just monitor it.
Let the improvements do what they do.
Yeah, from cell cameras.
Yeah.
And, which the VU plot's banned, by the way.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
doing good.
it's still growing.
Oh yeah. No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah. No. So I just I what I kind of started doing is just making a plan for next year already.
Yeah.
I mean, and we already talked about it. So I've got a plan for that place if we get it back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna plot in there.
All right. You got a spot for that?
Yeah. It's kind of road style.
Okay.
But it's about 3 times the size of a normal width of a road.
Yeah.
Somebody had went in there with a dozer. I'm not sure why.
Think somebody was prepping it before for something like that?
No,
No?
I think it was just making the whole place accessible by side.
Oh, gotcha.
You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
think that's what they did in there. And I went in there and onyxed it out and drew it all out. And I
Yeah.
can put about 3/4 of an acre of a plot in there. And it's in the center of the property. And then I was working on access. And
Yeah.
then now that I know there's this gigantic cedar cut over thicket,
Mhm.
I mean, that's what it is, dude.
Yeah.
And so, well, that'd be cool, but there's a lot of variables.
Sure.
The worst part about that property, and it's kind of like our Missouri property, is access. That's the hardest
Yeah.
part about.
I
the
suppose if your only clearance in the middle of the property, that means you got to get pretty deep in.
Yeah.
But
you
I
get
mean,
it.
there's still other options to not hunt over the food plot and,
Sure, yeah,
try
yeah,
and find the trails going to it.
for
So,
sure. And so that's kind of what I want to talk to you about is, this time of year, and I know you're still hunting.
Yeah.
But I get into that. All right, I'm going to make a plan for each property that I have or an improvement,
Sure. Yeah.
And so I did. I think I was out there 2.5 hours. I did feed for the last time. I figured this would be the last time.
Yeah.
Dude, you got to hike around flooded timber
Oh, yeah.
with 100 pounds.
Yeah.
So you got to be in shape, man.
I'm out on that.
And then my knee's about half shaky now because I hyperextended my knee, way back there in gun season.
Oh, yeah.
Stepped in a hole.
Yeah.
And dude, I'm like, my knee this morning's all sore. I'm
Can't
like,
get over
golly,
it, yeah.
you know what? I finally figured it out. I'm old. That's what it is.
I tell everybody that. It's like, dude, I think I was running along pretty good, running 5Ks and doing all kind of stuff. And at like 49, I had
Wheels came off.
The wheels came off. Plantar fasciitis surgery. I got bulge and herniated disc. And now I've got a janky shoulder. My right elbow's messed up. I'm like,
jeez.
I don't
I don't know, man.
Hard life.
No, it makes it tough.
Yeah.
It makes it tough.
That's what happens when you lift things you're not supposed to lift and do things you're not supposed to do.
When people tell you not to do it and you do it anyway.
Oh, I got this.
You ain't going to tell me.
You'll feel that later. And yeah, about 50, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, what's going on here?
Yeah.
I don't know. So yeah, got a plan for that property. May not even get it. May not even get it back.
Yeah.
It's a weird situation. You know it.
Yeah,
you know what the situation is.
Yeah.
And then, I went out here and we kind of talked about it. I've got plans. I'm going to start this pretty quick out here.
Yeah.
I'm going to drop some timber.
Yep.
Make some bedding pockets.
Sure.
I got plans to expand the food plot. But let me throw this at you.
Yeah.
And you're already planning it. So I watched a guy yesterday, I think, and he was like, "You're messing up planting big open food plots.
Yeah.
You're messing up. You want big bucks? That's a tall order to get him to come out into that big open."
No, I agree.
And we segmented it.
Yeah.
Because of that reason.
Yeah.
But he said you need strips and pockets and staging areas, and we made that.
Yeah. Well, see, we've been
down that road.
I've already, I'm still hunting, obviously, but it's in the works for sure.
Yeah. So anyway,
but yeah,
I don't know. I'm already flipping to that land management mode already.
Yeah. Well, I kind of stay in that way. Like when
Never
I'm
come
sitting
out
there in the deer stand and I'll look at maps of my place and like, man, what could I do? It's 50 acres. You can only do so much.
Sure.
It's kind of like I was telling old Sean Cook, our turkey call sponsor, came in the shop and we sat down. We were talking for a while. I don't know what day it was. Thursday last week. It's like, man, even some of these deer that I'm kind of, the upside of having your own place is like over the years, you can really get it dialed in.
Absolutely.
The downside of it is like, deer do not bet on me. So I'm not the guy's like, well, here's good. I'm going to sneak in and, get in this bedroom, and you can't do that.
Yeah.
You can't go to that buck. You're trying to entice him to come to you through corridors, mock scrapes, food plots, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But we're always trying to improve. I mean, if it was, 250 acres, now we probably got a different ball game, but
you could probably have some deer stay on.
50 is like, we're working on making it as best as it can be. We've done tons on both of our places for sure. But
Yep.
It's just tough when it comes to, you have boundaries.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can only do so much.
You're limited.
Yeah.
You are limited.
Yeah.
And we've talked about it a lot. I know that I'm the destination.
Yeah.
My goal, and we talk about this all the time too, is to get them to the destination earlier.
Yeah.
That's my goal.
Sure. Yeah.
And it's really hard to do.
No, it is. Yeah.
Even with the, optimum circumstances here, it's still tough to do.
Yeah.
On a big buck for sure. I mean, I can get the deer here. That's not a problem.
Yeah.
The big bucks, it's a different story.
Definitely. Yeah. Well, I mean, it takes just it takes luck, let's be honest. I mean,
sure.
There's kind of like when I told you last night about that deer coming in. All my bucks have been coming in with the wind of their back. And I'm like,
what are you doing?
You walk to the woods that way. I get it. Maybe you got a side wind or something, but coming into food with the wind of your back. And it's like, I don't know. There's just a lot of this is a very strange year and they're wild animals. You're never going to figure them out. But,
right.
It's that's
why it's so fun.
Yeah. All this stuff that we do is for 7 seconds.
Sure.
If that.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. I think we talked about it last time. It's like, all this stuff you do, if you get 5 minutes of the right thing happening, it was all worth it.
No, yeah.
Right? I mean, that's why you did it.
Yeah.
The rest of the time you're staring at it going, why isn't this working?
Yeah. Yeah. And then you get a lot of people, that are just look at you like you're crazy.
Yeah.
Man. Like,
what are you doing?
Doing all this stuff and you run all the time on a tractor, which I mean, if you love it, you love it. If you don't, you don't. I mean, it's just one of those deals where.
Yeah.
I honestly, even the older I get, I feel like I'm enjoying more of that side,
Sure.
Even more so than the hunting side.
Oh, yeah.
Which of course, if I had, some 170s on my place, I'd probably say the opposite. But this year's been, I hadn't hunted a whole lot, man. Just hadn't had a whole lot to chase. So
Yeah, it's been a struggle.
hunting a ghost. But yeah, so back to that deal. I saw a guy and he had taken his plot. I think it was maybe 3 acres, and he segmented up into squares. So he had quarter, or eighth, but it's like even with my plot screen right now, I've got to change it up, which I'm going to. I'm planning for next year, but I can't. I'm feeding over the south for a south wind, and I'm feeding for a north wind. Well, if I'm hunting a north wind, I can't see.
Yeah.
All this, my camera will go off. I'm like, oh, there's Buck over there. I can't see him because my plot screen's 8 feet tall. So
yeah,
that's a problem. And that seems to be the one they prefer.
The south end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems to be where everybody goes. So
interesting.
Yeah.
But you've never fed there either, right?
No, I haven't.
So,
but if you did that in a bunch of squares, I mean, you could probably do it with switchgrass and see over, but you want to wait 4 years, 5 years to get that.
Yeah. I'm torn on that too for me, because to me, it's harder to pull an animal into a little small spot.
Yeah. That's my thought too.
Yeah. You know what I mean? I get segmenting it like we have, but it's still big.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's still, they got room to roam.
Oh yeah.
And
it's cool to see it work.
Yeah.
Mine works just like I thought it would. Only the age class just isn't there.
Yeah. It's not exactly what you're looking for.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I get into that mode. I mean, I'm already into the.
Well, it's that time of year if you've killed, if you're done hunting,
and that's a tip I got for anybody that's listening. I don't care if you got 2 acres public land, or 2,000 acres.
Yeah,
start right now. This is it. This is the time. If you're done hunting, and Chris still hunting.
Yeah, well, there's
some of you may be
fresh sign.
Yeah, everything. You go out there right now, and the deer tell you. What they did during the prior month.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, or 2 months, if you will. And you can kind of build a plan off of that. And so that's why I did.
Definitely, yeah.
That's why I did what I did yesterday.
Yeah.
I went in there, I found scrapes, rubs, crossings,
Yeah.
And then I've really seen this gigantic, what I would call bedding area. I mean, I don't know what else it could be. There's not a lot for them to eat in there. That's the one downside, where all the cedars are dropped.
Oh, gotcha.
You know what I mean? But dude, you can't see across it at all. I mean, so it's ideal, but
what's the top? It's got to be pretty flat in there, huh?
Yeah, for the most part.
There's really no topographical features to follow.
Not really. There's creeks. There's a couple creeks.
Trim out some small little corridors then, if that's the case.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's kind of like I said, that we don't know for sure if we're going to lock it and what's all going to go on there.
It'd be nice to find out before when chainsaw weather's here. Before,
no doubt,
July or whatever.
Yeah, no doubt. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I like the spot. It's kind of unique, but then I don't like it too. So because it's an access issue. So it is what it is. I mean, it's like I said, when we was in Missouri, man, I loved the Missouri spot. Getting back to where the deer were was tough.
Yeah, that's like my lease on
tough
back here, same way.
It's great. They're there, but getting to them is just.
Well, I think you could probably do better of the evenings. I don't hunt in the evenings a whole lot just because when I go in, I'm normally way, way, way back in there. And it's like, honestly, I'm probably just lazy. It's pretty easy just to hunt the house.
Yeah. Well,
then get, drive, hook up to, do all this stuff. And then don't get out till summertime, like late, if it's early season before time changes. It's like, I don't hunt the evenings a whole lot unless I got one.
Yeah.
And those deer over there are so nomadic. It's like, but access is a huge problem.
Yeah, I was talking to Joe about it. I think I'm just going to parachute in.
Yeah,
it'd be the best way.
Yeah,
Just hopefully the deer don't look up. But I'm just going to parachute in real quiet.
Yeah, that's like that piece above me. I had a chance to buy there for a brief minute. I told her, I'm going to make a little cabin with a bed and a heater in it.
Stay the night
and have a little tower blind right there because you can't get in. You just already got to be there. So I'm just going to wake up and
hunt right away. So I don't know. I'm in that mode, dude, where I want to improve it. I seen how it hunted this year on a difficult year. I would call this a difficult year.
Yeah.
And you've definitely seen it. And
Well,
even here was that way.
Everybody, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
no, it's everybody you talk to.
Yeah.
Deer
I
just
mean, I'm
didn't
talking even
move.
like Midwest guys are talking about, dude, it's so bad.
Yeah, it's just dead.
Yeah.
And my plots are, they're not.
Mhm.
And so I think that's a lot of it. I've never really had a year like this. I would say I don't remember one
Yeah.
to where the acorn abundance was so much
Yeah.
that it really trumped
Yeah.
all of our food.
We've had some bumper crops and nothing like this.
Yeah,
Not that I can remember.
I know I was talking to Jode and he's on Chaffee and they burn an area out there.
Yeah.
And he said, dude, you wouldn't believe the acorns on the ground.
Yeah.
Because when they burn all the grass
Oh,
off,
I'm sure. Yeah.
he said they're almost touching each other
Yeah,
and they're
they-
everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, there you go.
Yeah.
And that was my thought on that big buck next to you.
Yeah.
His home is probably right up in there somewhere.
Yeah.
He's coming down to this guy because he's real close.
Mhm.
That's it.
Yeah.
That would be my guess. I don't know that.
That's one thing that makes sense. But I mean, those, and you get in that age class of deer, they are not going to move very much if they
Yeah, they're not going to put themselves at risk.
They didn't get that old because they're stupid
No,
for sure.
exactly.
But I think he was 5.5 last year.
Yeah, I would guess that too.
And, he was almost messing up like every evening. And then he just bounced out.
Yeah, he was the 2 minutes after dark guy on you. That
Mhm. I'm talking about I could get down and be 75 yards away sometimes. He's there.
he's just coming.
He's the reason why I want to do the plot screens. Like, I think he's watching me.
Yeah.
Which I know he really can't see me with my access, but I'm like, dude, there's something going on
Yeah,
here.
it's like he knows.
If I can do something just to get him out 3 minutes earlier. So that's why I came up with that whole plot screen deal. So. But yeah, this is a time of year for sure. If you're done, go check stuff out while it's fresh. So I normally, if I get something down, which I haven't in the last couple of years, but I'll check when I'm kind of all right. I'm wrapped up, and then again during like shed hunting season, I'll go.
Yeah.
I'll go do it again and kind of check everything out. But,
Well, I've got a unique situation here in that, I've got my land and then I'm surrounded by family and I do not ever go.
Yeah.
But this time of year is when I would go and look.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it would just be one day, but I would put boots on the ground and go look because, okay, was it exactly like you thought? Were they coming from this area? Did they use this bedding area? You know what I mean? And all the sign will tell you.
No, it changes too. Last year, I told you after I started looking at mine, I was like, man, they were coming from, the southwest corner over there and cutting almost my property diagonally. That hit the corridor and then cut across.
Yeah. Yep.
Not the way I thought they were using it at all.
And,
In the end.
Yeah. And now it's different this year.
No, yeah, no question.
Totally
They
different.
don't come from that way at all because I had a camera over there for a long time. It's like nothing. There's not one single
Isn't that
picture or
weird?
something.
Isn't that crazy?
Y'all doing, man?
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, I pretty much get new deer every year. So
Yeah.
I sent you that one the other day, that 2.5-year-old. He's going to be cool. Split G2, split
yeah.
main bean.
He's got some definite
Yeah,
potential.
it's like,
He's one of those that if he get 2 or 3 more
he's
years.
going to be cool. Yeah. Who
Yeah.
knows where he's going to be, but
Yeah. Well, it's kind of cool too. Like the Big 12 on Dad. What's that sucker going to do, man?
oh, I know. Yeah.
I'm like you. I keep looking at him, dude. I think he's 4.5. I mean, and the reason I keep saying that is the front is as big as the back.
Yeah.
But
That's my guess too, but
He's
it's like,
strung out, boy.
I told you, I
Skinny.
can't really age this thing,
And
man.
hip bone
Which I
showing.
only had 4 or 5 pictures of him, and some of them were decent, some of them weren't. But it's like he's like that. Was it 2? Yeah, 2 years ago, the year I killed the big buck, I had that other nice big 10 point on there. I mean, he's probably mid 50s, but he probably weighed 110 pounds.
Yeah,
Like,
little scrawny dude.
dude, this looks weird.
Yeah,
I couldn't.
didn't match.
Yeah, nothing. I didn't understand that, but man, I don't know. But yeah, if you got now's the time for me. Like, heck, if it gets a little bit cooler, but be out there, cutting, and of course I'm making plans on my place all year long. So.
Sure, I did too.
And if you're a local guy, hit us up because we'd love to walk your place and
Take a look.
make a plan and
Yeah.
help you out with your food plot stuff. Did I tell you that guy, the last client we did, Picola, sent me a picture. His boy killed his first deer on that food plot.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Well, so for Christmas, my family all went together and got me a gift card
Yeah.
to Chaffee Outfitters.
Oh, you run into him up there?
Well, he didn't recognize me.
Oh, he didn't?
No, he didn't recognize me.
Really?
But the other guy waited on me. So
okay.
I would have talked to him.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I seen him there, and I thought, no, hey, well, how's it going?
Yeah.
But I didn't. And see, he was just tied in with that, right? He wasn't.
Yeah.
Wasn't he?
He was, I guess he was kind of partners helping out with it. It wasn't actually his property, but he'd been hunting it
Okay.
since the grandpa owned it.
Yeah, okay.
Him and his boys have been hunting.
He was
so
tied in there
the
something.
grandson, they were friends, so he basically, granted him the same access that the grandpa did, which is cool.
Yeah. So I am about the gun. I got a 400 Legend.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm tied in. No more muzzleloader.
Yeah.
No more zero blood.
If they leave us alone, I mean,
If they don't change it back.
I think I figure they're going to take it away from us any minute, or say we got to go over to a single shot or something crazy like
So I got that gun, bought the shells, bought a cheap scope,
that.
slapped it on it, and sighted it in all the same day.
Yeah. Bam, bam.
Yeah. I will say I did notice a little difference in accuracy compared to like my 270.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bigger group. I couldn't get it super tight.
Really?
Yeah. And it,
sometimes it comes down to ammo.
and it could be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
could
done
be.
that. What was I shooting? I'm usually a Barnes or a Hornady guy, but I was shooting Fusion. And mine was kind of walking around, nothing major. I mean, you can still get it done.
That's what this is.
I went back to the Barnes because I think I didn't have Barnes one time when I was there. I was like, give me that. And
Made a difference.
It made a difference, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see, Hornady's been that way with me.
Yeah.
I could shoot a regular shell and have a 2 or 3 inch group,
Yeah.
and I could tighten it up pretty good,
Yeah.
switching to a little hotter,
Yeah.
Yeah. more expensive.
Hornady or Barnes is good. I got that. I built that, for 4570 lever action with mine, and they've got that.
Did you ever shoot that, by the way?
Mm-hmm.
Was it his hog leg kick like you thought it was?
He's pretty good. Yeah.
I figured it. It's a horse of a shell
Yeah, I
coming out.
sighted that guy we talked about, at Fort Chaffee Outfitters, got me my suppressor for it. And I was like, all right, it's time to sight her in. So
It's shoulder ready.
I didn't take my AASC. He bore sighted it for me, and it was quite a bit low, but I'm lucky enough to have a giant hood boxes, so I always bring one of those home.
You know where you
So I'm not shooting a 10 by 10 target. I'm like, I'm going to be able to find this pretty quickly and just make a big adjustment. So I'm not,
see,
I don't want to shoot 35 rounds through this thing.
I used Lexi got a fan for Christmas. So I had the fan box out there. I don't know if you've seen it. When you come
No, I didn't pay no money.
Yeah, but what was kind of weird is I slapped a scope on it, and like I said, just a 3x9 cheap scope, and which I will change eventually.
Sure.
I just wanted to shoot it.
Yeah.
And first 2 shots, I shot at 50, and dude, they were stacked 3 inches above center, just almost touching each other. I was like, wow, this is done.
Yeah.
Kicked it out there to 100, and then I started
spraying rounds everywhere.
Pie plate big around, and then I adjust some, and I got it pulled down a little bit, but I never locked in, dude.
Yeah.
And I'm used to that locking in.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it'll kill a deer. It's not that. It's just I want it to be super accurate. But I mean, is that one of the downsides to a straight wall? I don't know. Is that
boy? Mine shot. Once I got mine dialed in, I ran like half a dozen rounds to it. I mean, I was like hitting the dang near the same hole.
Yeah.
After I did have it on a lead sled though.
Yeah. So no, I did too.
Yeah.
No, I had it sledded the whole time.
Yeah. So I don't know. My 4570 is a bigger cartridge than that 400, and it was just
right in
breaking
there.
the paper in the same hole
Well,
every single time.
I sighted Brothers 350 Legend in.
Yeah.
And dude, it accurate.
Yeah.
I mean, I was stacking bullets.
Yeah.
So I don't know what exactly. Maybe it's the cheap scope. Maybe I don't know.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Could be.
You know, I mean, but anyways, fun to shoot. It's really loud, really loud, but it doesn't really kick.
Yeah.
I was surprised by that.
I've never shot a 4. I've shot some 350s.
Have you?
You're right. They are loud.
They are loud,
Yeah.
man.
That little Colt AR, that 223 that I have is that way. It's like, dude. So when I turkey hunt, normally I have my AR slung on my chest and my turkey gun on my back, and I'll just walk around and call if I don't know where they're roosted or whatever for hogs.
Oh yeah.
And anymore, it's like, oh, there's big. It's going to be loud.
Yeah. Wow.
So I think I want to try to suppress that one here after a while and see if I can get it
Well, I had
quieted down.
a pair on while I was shooting it,
Yeah.
it was still loud. So
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, this thing's loud.
Mhm.
But that 350 was loud too. I
Yeah.
mean, they're both.
Yeah, no, I've shot 350s and they are loud. So yeah, that's what Cook bought. He bought a 400.
Did he?
Yeah, when the straight wall deal went out. Well, my only concern, which I love my 4570 anyway. I've always wanted to build one. So, but I just wonder what, Arkansas Game and Fish is going to do in
It may change
next year or 2 years and got to be a single shot or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who knows with those guys, but
Yeah. No, it's always changing. It seems like.
yeah,
We'll see.
I don't know. Yeah.
Well, anyway, back to the property management side of it. I mean, I've already flung into that mode.
Yeah.
I will say I'm optimistic because I don't think we'll have this tough of a season again. I mean, I've been hunting a long time, land managing a long time.
Yeah.
This has been one of the toughest.
Yeah.
I mean, even my
Hunting
place,
season.
dude, I really had 3 good bucks the whole time. And
Yeah.
that was, I mean, and I got some small bucks, but I mean, not a lot, just not a lot. And, it was just food is all I can say. I mean, that's only my own excuse.
No, it's definitely, it was definitely all in.
And then the drought really set us back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
Yeah. Food buys for sure.
yeah. So,
Which, I mean, yeah, I'm pretty excited too because I learned something about the drill. I drilled with like really no rain coming. And when we got that rain, it popped right up. So we know we can kind of drill at will at this point.
Yeah.
Which is going to be a benefit to us.
covering that seed.
Yeah. Let's get it in the ground. We don't have to be as crucial.
Yeah.
And, I thought mine, I went back and looked at the video of me like re-drilling. I looked at the food plot and was like, man, it actually wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
It was still holding on pretty good because of the thatch layer that we had down.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'd crimp that over again this year. We're building up another thatch layer.
Yeah.
And then I'm really hoping I can get corn to grow. That's what I want.
Yeah. You want to give that a whirl, you said? Yeah. The one thing I'll say that I noticed, like, so on my brother's place, I drilled it because we had a thatch layer there.
Yeah.
And I thought I was doing a lot closer row
Right.
than what I actually was, I guess, because, we try to just overlap them as close as we can overlap them.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't go as much, I spaced it out. And then, I got blank rows, dirt. So I need to figure out, how to get that all fill in without spending 18 hours on the tractor.
That's rough for sure. I know. Well, I told you I did that test spot on the highline wire there by the house.
Mm-hmm.
Just the
Just
6 inch
width.
rows.
Mhm.
And they're 6 inch rows. But the upside to that was, never been a food plot, never been tilled.
Sure.
I keep it brush hogged and it's as high or higher than my food plot is.
Really?
I mean, it sprouted up. It's like, oh, it's coming up for sure. And then we got that drought and it went away. It's like, it's dead. And then we got rain 7 weeks later.
Yeah.
Popped right back up again.
Yeah. So
What the heck?
So the ground protected it, obviously,
Yeah. You can
until you get the moisture.
yeah. But yeah, the rows but once that gets height, if we'd have had a wetter season, I wonder what those rows will look like. If they're 10 inches tall, you probably don't even see those gaps.
Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, I wonder. I know last year.
Ours got stunted so bad
Yeah.
from not having having any rain that, if you'd had that height in there, you may not even really see them.
Well, I know last year the back plot, it come in so thick
Yeah.
that it was just solid.
Yeah.
And that was, we drilled it.
Yeah. Oh,
So
for sure.
I guess it is maybe a growth thing. But
Yeah.
dude, it was just solid,
Mhm.
like a foot deep.
Yeah. Mine's kind of coming on like that way now. It was, it got hit pretty hard like all of them did, but I was out there, I think that's probably 8 or 10 days ago and kind of rolled up on it for the first time. And it's like, wow, it's really got it's probably 6 inches tall now. All the radishes are still
Yeah, rocking.
out there. Like,
Mhm.
cool.
I was going to ask you that. My radishes are thick.
Yeah. I just hope that the horns stay on long enough for them to need
Mm-hmm.
what I planted.
Maybe they'll all drop it right there too. If they are going to drop right there in your plot.
Yeah. I found the drop time buck there last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the other one, right?
Yeah. Right off the edge in the
Yeah.
switchgrass.
It
Yeah.
wasn't far.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I did that some in the past, I'll hit it with a brush hog. You know,
Yeah.
the big, oh, it's an antler.
Oh,
Dang
man.
it.
Yeah.
Wasn't actually in the plot, but there was one year out here, we found 3 in one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they were all small.
Yeah.
But-
I found 3 on mine this year. I found the drop tine, the one I shot over the back, and a half of a little bitty 6.
Well, that tells
Actually,
you,
the dog found the little 6.
that tells you it's late.
Yeah.
It's just a late spot.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking about that. And then switchgrass. This will be year 3.
Mm,
So I think I'm going to cut mine this year.
Yeah.
I'm going to hog it all down and then see if I can get some
it seems to help.
pre-emergent on it. And although I didn't mind, it's kind of like what you talking about, the north end of my property. It was that southern blend, and it's chest high.
Yeah.
And it's got some weeds in it, and it makes it even thicker, so
Yeah.
you can't see through it at all. So
Oh, yeah.
I don't mind that.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. It'll eventually take it over. Though.
Yeah, I wish that southern end would pick up. That's where I really need it for, access and stuff. But it's just kind of been spotty. I don't know if it's that tree I guess not, because I'm planting underneath some trees, but it's been kind of spotty. So I don't know. I may go in there and try to frost seed that or something.
It gets better every year, dude.
Yeah.
That's one thing about it.
Yeah,
I know.
keep going.
I know here. Gosh, what am I on? 6 years on one section. I don't know,
Sounds right. Yeah.
something like that, and it's taken over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's nothing now. It's only getting 5-6 feet. Yeah, I mean some of the the
Yeah. You can say.
you can get it up 8 feet tall,
you
but I
can
mean
say
it's real
7,
thin up there.
Yeah, you can
I'm
say
just-
7, 8 feet. What are you really getting for cover? Yeah.
yeah, 5-6 feet maybe.
Yeah. I watch a ton of videos like that. I got 8 feet, but it's like, no, you don't.
Yeah, you get a sprig sticking up there.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I and you know what happened to mine?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Whoopsie.
Pops rolled in.
Yeah.
He didn't want to drive through my food plot, so he drove through the plot screen.
Yeah.
I mean the switchgrass.
Yeah.
But anyway, it is.
Yeah, I've kind of got a golf cart trail through mine now. After it died, instead of driving on the food plot, when I feed that south spot, I drive through the switchgrass behind. There's a pretty good wall of switchgrass, and I go behind that, and I got me a little bill back there, and I pop out and feed on that south end and come back that way instead of driving over the food plot because I don't know, it's weird like that.
Yeah.
Switchgrass is going to come back next year anyway, so whatever.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, that's what if I was given a tip, dude, this time of year, I'd be start making plans for next year. And
Yeah.
and if you're going to do some timber stuff, you can do that pretty quick.
Yep.
We'll do that for a spring green up for sure.
Oh, yeah.
And then I don't know, just all the changes you want to make. Start figuring out how to make that happen.
I know. I'm kind of itching for mine because I've got a lot of trees to get out of my food plot, and I kind of want to transplant my fruit trees too. I'm kind of scared too, but I kind of want to just clear my plot out and get the fruit trees on the edges.
Yeah.
So I got a lot of tree stuff to do, and that's probably about all I'll have time to do this year by the time I get all that stuff
Yeah.
cut down. And I was looking at buying a stump grinder for a PTO stump grinder for the back of my tractor because I found a pretty nice used one, like under half price. It's only done like 5 stumps, but I texted a guy I know that stump grinds for a living. He's like, oh man, it's like I forgot what he said. You can get a full day. I won't charge you by the stump. I'll do it for a full day for $600 or something. So I can have him grind all those down.
Probably do it one day.
Yeah, about in one day. Yeah, and then that 5 acres bought, I've got some trees over there. I'm going to get down and probably have him grind those too. Because I just keep that brush hog down, so not to be a big deal. But I don't want to be. I hate going around stumps. I just like them gone.
Sure. Yeah.
Out of the
Yeah.
way.
Yeah. No, I get it.
So that's what I'm going to be doing, cutting up wood, and then I don't know what I'm going to do with the wood, man. I kind of want to.
You still looking at sawmills?
Well, I'm going to do. Yeah, kind of. I did like to do that or sell to somebody or something. 'Cause I got pine and hickory and some oak on there.
Mhm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
I hate to just like cut it down and chunk it in the woods. Like I want to do something with it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so I may cut it up an 8-foot section, just take it to the house and just wait and see, I guess.
Yeah. Decide.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I was kind of thinking about talking to Rich and see if he could just make them a square for me. And then I can figure it out from there. Like
Make a
you just-
beam out of it.
You just square it up, and then I'll figure it out what I want to do with it. If I want to, a 4 or 2x6s or a big beam, because I want to do that outdoor kitchen, and like it'd be cool to do it myself with
Well, yeah.
timber off the property. You know?
Yeah, it would be. Would be. It's kind of like my mantle in here.
Yeah, yeah.
My mantle is the tree was sitting right here where my house was.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah,
And
that's cool.
I had it pushed out. It was a big.
Oh,
don't remember what kind of tree it was.
Yeah.
Anyway, took it to a sawmill, had them cut out the center of it
Yeah.
and make the beam. And then I spent 24 hours sanding it, and I cut in slots on the backside so you could slide it in.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that's cool.
yeah, it was neat. And the only thing is, it wasn't dried out, and so it twisted on me.
Yeah.
But it's kind of cool. It looks different.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, see, I'm like, even when I did the pool at the house, I had all those white oak trees. I mean, I think there's like 13. A lot of them were mature trees. It's like,
Yeah, they're down there in the woods.
I'm kind of the guy that's like, I just want to get it out of the way and get it done. But now that I've kind of gotten older, like, man, I hate to just like, that's a lot of good wood. And, you know, it's like my mind's kind of working differently now. So I'm like, man, if I could buy a sawmill and.
Well, you could go back to the old days and, you know, just split it and sell it bricks of wood at a time.
Yeah, well,
you're past those
here's
days.
the deal on that. I got 3 bad discs, a bad shoulder, and a bad right arm. So,
but the boy's back, right?
The boy's back. Yeah, that'd be a good workout for him. Yeah, I show you what my CrossFit was when I was 13, 14, 15.
You think you're bad?
Yeah.
Get some of this.
Grab this 10-pound maul and get to work.
That's right.
That's my job every day after I got off the school bus was split as much as we can get underneath it. We had a big covered porch and like get it filled up. And then
$75 a rick, brother.
Well, that was the deal. So I said that the other day to somebody, and I was like, I never lived in a house with heat when I was coming up. We always had a wood stove.
Yeah.
That's just what we
did too.
Never had a heater of any kind. Like, what? Like, no.
It got cold.
And then, it was like, oh yeah, wake up and, well, we had water beds, so you could like turn the water up really hot. And, like,
there you go.
But you could still see your breath, you know, like. Yeah, I remember getting up for school and like going and throwing your clothes on top of the wood stove or waking up in the middle of the night and putting wood in the stove and
keeping it going. Mm-hmm.
But where was I going with that?
You don't miss those?
We cut wood year round because it was the same deal. It's like, well, we don't use, we're going to sell. So it's like April, May, June, July. You know, we're trying to find properties to cut wood on. Like that's what we did.
So you're not doing that.
I'm doing it. I vowed that, you know, when I was like 20, you know, like, because even the rent house we had, it had a firebox in it. So we had to cut wood.
Yeah.
I'm like, geez, I cannot get away from this,
Yeah.
you know? So,
Yep.
Me and my buddies, we got a rent house when I moved down to my parents' house. I'm like, got to cut wood. But me and a buddy of mine, we got pretty smart with it. We can go down here to CW's and just buy, it was like $25 a rick back then.
Yeah.
Just like, we're going to go shoot pool, say we're cutting wood, and then we'll just go down to CW's and talk to him by his stove for a while and throw a rick on the back and drive back to the house.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Man, you boys got this going.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's been a good day.
Rough. So,
Well, my two things, speaking of that, my two things growing up was cows.
yeah.
I was forced to work cows and help get kick cow turds. I hated it. Dude.
Yeah.
And then burn trash in a burn barrel.
Oh, yeah, I did that.
And those are the two things that I said I will not do as an adult.
Yeah, we had the burn barrels too. It's like, take this out and burn it. Like, there's 10 cans in here. What are y'all talking about burning trash? Like, this is metal.
Oh, I don't know how many hair spray explosions we had back in the day.
Oh, I know.
Boom.
Yeah, luckily that usually happen like when you're like 10 feet away.
Yes.
Don't go back like boom. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, go get yourself a barrel and get you a pickaxe, put some holes in it, and start burning.
oh man, it was. And then we'd have to empty the burn barrel into a pit we dug,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and it was nasty and ugh.
Oh, that 5 acres I bought had 9 burn barrels on it.
Right.
9.
That was their trash service.
Yeah. Well, and a bed. Well, anyway, you know, I had that whole fence in with just
Yeah. Cans.
garbage bags filled with
Oh,
trash. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I filled up 3 30-yard dumpsters.
Oh,
Just-
I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, you scarred my son. I'm pretty sure he's never been the same.
Yeah. Yeah. He volunteered. for
He
that.
said he would do it.
We'll do it. Yeah.
Have you seen it yet? Are you sure?
Yeah. Oh, even when he's like, we'll do it for whatever he said, $100. Like, oh no, I can't do that. He's like, that's not right.
Yeah, you're gonna get a little more than that.
Yeah. That's good though. We got that behind me. It's nice. Just a nice little
It looks
green area now. I got some trees I need to get out of there, but it's nice. I mean, the access is nice to go to the south side, and so yeah, I'm glad I finally got my hands on that deal and got rid of that eyesore.
For sure. Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, oh yeah. Probably gonna have neighbor change.
Oh,
Had some events
yeah.
happen on Christmas Eve.
Oh
and
boy.
cops were called, and landlord texted me and said, "They gone."
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Right here?
They got 30 days. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to find family or somebody that'll move in there. Just
Is it a rental?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me know. I know somebody's looking.
Didn't think about that.
The boy, he's wanting to buy something. I was like, dude, until the fire department's not going on for like till September. So he's got to, kind of just fill in the gaps between now and then with some work or whatever. But
they're not a whole lot different than your folks that were. It's pretty rough.
Yeah.
They trashed it out pretty good. It'd take a lot of cleanup, but
yeah,
$650, dude.
Yeah.
And it's a full size house.
Yeah. Yeah. Might be interesting.
I can put that word in for you.
Yeah.
For sure. You need to hit him up.
Yeah. Well, there's 5 acres down the road here
He was telling me about that.
Yeah. But we haven't went and looked at it yet because, he's kind of okay with whatever. He just kind of wants to get his own little deal together, which, anyway, we won't get into it on the here, but.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That'd be good.
So yeah, that'll be
kind of get rid of the dog problem.
Dog problem might go away. But the problem is, I'm like, all right, who can we put in there that we don't create another problem? So
yeah, be nice to have a little bit of a hand in it.
I know.
All possible.
Well, he had actually hit me up about if I knew somebody.
Yeah.
And we even brought up Christy's sister, but I don't know. I don't know if they've been doing it or not. They'll probably stay over there where they're at. For now,
I would think so. Yeah, if you're renting, that's a pretty good spot to rent.
Yeah, but they're they're coming. That's going to come to an end eventually.
Yeah,
and they know it.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But anyway, there's that. So yeah, land management, do it.
Yeah. Go out and check for sign, do all that kind of stuff. And like I said, if you're a local guy, hit us up on the comments or look us up on Whitetail Property Management because we'd love to come out and
take a look,
get a plan together, and
we promise we can guarantee you a layout where we'll be scratching our heads too about why you're not having any deer.
Yeah, for sure. No question. I don't know what's going on.
Why did we get our butts whipped so bad? No.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, guys. We appreciate you listening today.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.